Thank you for joining Waking Up with Tea. Today is another one of those vulnerable videos. If you're tuning in, thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you stay till the very end. This story is going to be an opportunity for you to sound out, share your opinion. What would you do if you're in a relationship, if you're married, or even if you're not? How would you have handled the situation? I'm interested to know. So make sure you stay tuned till the end because it's a little juicy. It's a little juicy. Is it juicy? I don't know. It's probably just spilling too much of my personal business for no reason. But you know what? I like to do that. And you know why I like to do that? Because I like to show the humanity in myself. I like to show the mistakes in myself. I like to show the mistakes in my marriage. Like, I like to show that, hey, you can rebound from this. I like to show when you think things are going so wrong, when you get to such a low, when you don't know how you're going to, rebound from it, you will. And so to me, these are important lessons that I would like to share. So I really do hope you stay tuned. I've mentioned that I've met my ex-husband in 5th grade. We come from the same little small town. There's certain similarities we have where we just understood each other, right? But we really connected when we were in high school. In our junior year, we were in trigonometry, right? Math was not, I would take high-level math courses, but it's not a favorite subject of mine at all. Math was a very strong subject of his. So when we were seated next to each other, my ass would turn around, get help from him, because I'm the kind of person where I've learned to be resourceful at a younger age. That was one of my strengths. And so when I'm like, the dude behind me knows what he's doing, you better believe I'm going to turn. Hey, let me ask you some questions. So anyways, that's how we got really reconnected and how we got to know each other as adolescents. One of the things that he's very good at is breaking things down into bite-sized pieces for people who understand less in that subject matter so that it's more digestible for them. So he could break it down for me in a way that I can understand it, because trigonometry, math, it isn't my language, I don't speak the language of math. That's fine. I'm cool with it, right? But he was someone that could break it down for me. So I was like, yes. When I found him, I was like, yes, I need your help. Throughout life, he has shown that that's one of his strengths, and he's an expert. He's like a subject matter expert, People seek him out in a variety of different subjects. He went back to do school in the evening when we were in our 30s, and he got another bachelor's degree, and then he got a master's degree. So so our life really changed because his priorities really changed. And during this time, of course, when you're taking classes, you meet new people. So one of the people he met also worked at the same place as him, and she was taking a test in one of the branches of the military that she was in the reserves for. And so he was helping her study. I don't remember what subjects it was, but he would help her study. So I was like, why am I going to have an issue with him helping someone? I fully understand that is a strength and a gift of his. So, hey, go on with your bad self. I don't, go ahead and help the chick. But then after a while, then he started telling me things, and after weeks and weeks and months of him knowing her, as a thank you, she decided to make him, the first thing she made him was a soup, but it was deconstructed into different mason jars, and it was presented very nicely. And I was like, wow, that's very generous of her. And she might have given him homemade jerky, or somewhere she got some really good jerky, something like that, right? I was like, okay, cool. That's cool of her, right? But then I started hearing more about this chick, and more about this chick, and more about this chick. And then I'm like, a friend, just a friend? Is she just a friend? I believe on his part, she was just a friend. But there were things about him he just did not connect the dots on. He would open up to me, of course, and because I was his wife, hello, you know? And he would say that she was like, oh, can you set me up with one of your friends? But she would keep on asking him that. So, what does that scream to me as a woman? Because if I was going to ask someone, ooh, damn, hook me up with one of his brothers, hook me up with one of his friends, that means I like you. I think that you would be someone cool to date, but you're taken. So, what's the next best thing? Your friends or your brother, right? Yeah. So when he would just mention this, because she would ask him periodically, and she kept gifting him homemade food. She made him like a berry crumble. She made him one other thing. But at the second time she made something, I said, this is not very cool. Like, this has got to stop. Because it wasn't just, I'm like, no, no, no. Like, let's just, this can't keep happening. Like, it's at this point, it's getting inappropriate. Like, I thought I thought initially when she gave you those 2 food items or whatever, like, that was the thank you. Okay, so that was the thank you. Let's end the shit there. But no, she continued to gift him these homemade food items. So it's not just something quick she picked up at the store. She like put thought into this. She put thought into the presentation. Please trust me, she really cared about the presentation. So that did not sit well with me. I don't know. If it's you, would that sit well with you? Because then they would like hang out outside of class. So they would like talk after class. Well, I didn't trust her at all. And I eventually just had to like let him know very clearly, like, it's just unacceptable. Like, it became an issue for me. Like, you can't keep doing that. You're a married man. Like, you can't keep accepting food from her. Like, you might think it's fine and everything, but it's not. It's unacceptable. It's not like you're ill. It's not like your wife's ill. It's not like a family member's ill and they're bringing you food. No. She just keeps giving you food. For no reason. Just keeps giving you food. Like, that's problematic to me. When someone's coupled up, even if it's not marriage or like a serious relationship, I just really think there's boundaries you cannot cross. I have very firm boundaries though, like that I think some people would just not understand or agree with whatsoever, and that's fine, honestly. But I don't think I would ever even give a male coworker a gift, period, unless it was like a gift exchange, you know, in the workplace. The fact that he was not getting the point, I trust you, but I don't trust her intentions. That, like, I really do not trust her intentions. And then one time I called him as I was like coming home from work, and he's like, oh, so-and-so's here with me at at our apartment. And I was like, what where y'all at? Yeah, we're sitting outside the apartment drinking beer. But yeah, and he made it sound so fun, like, oh yeah, like no big deal, right? Inside I'm like, okay, this is a test. This is really a test. This is a very big test for me, because so I don't think people just do these things on accident. I think when someone's trying to move in on your dude, they will test you to see how you respond. If I would have gone home and responded in a crazy, what are you doing here? Da 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 da, like started arguing or yelling, it would have looked like I was, ew, like, who are you married to? You know what I mean? Then it could have made it so that she could be like, oh gosh, I felt so bad for you. She seems so mean. Could have been like some deeper emotional connection where then like they talk about how crazy I act, right? So I was like, nah, you know what? D, you're good, because you're a kind person. You love people. You love your husband. And you are just going to say hello, speak for a bit, and keep it pushing and walk right in. Because there's nothing further you have to say. And furthermore, because she shouldn't be in my home, I'm not inviting her in my home, so her ass can stay out on the steps with him, because that's where they belong. You're not welcome into my home, you know what I mean? So yeah, I saw her. I was like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Hi. Mm-hmm. Cool. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I've had a really long day. I'm gonna go inside. And then I might have said something to like my ex-husband. Oh, we're gonna like have pizza tonight. We're gonna have our pizza party, or something like that, so that that they knew like let's wrap this shit up, you know. But even still, when she left, he did not get the picture that that's not okay. Like then he had told me, well, she invited me to the movies once. You gonna invite your married coworker who's also your classmate to the movies? So you're a straight woman, he's a straight man. Why do you want to go to the movies with him? Like, maybe call me crazy. That sounds like a date. Maybe if she hadn't come in such a thirsty manner, I would have been like, oh, okay, she seems okay, right? But because she did that, then I was like on high alert, like, nah, this chick's not cool. Like, I'm not cool with her. Shut this shit down, and that's it. Well, obviously, he did not shut the shit down. So it was just me complaining, him disrespecting me, because to me, that's disrespect, you know? And then finally, closer to like the demise of our marriage, then he's like, yeah, because she worked in a different department. Yeah, I went up to her when I had to go to her office and I just said, my wife said, I can't accept food from you anymore. And all her coworkers were sitting with her. And I was just like, damn, that's fucking funny. Can you imagine the embarrassment she felt when he goes up around all his, I mean, honestly, that's very awkward. Would I have recommended he do it that way? No. But with him doing that, that ensured that she's never going to like him again. That ensured that, right? I'm laughing now, but at the time, this was very serious to me. Like, it did not make me feel good. Sometimes people want to trust and believe the goodness of others, and I would love to give every single person the benefit of the doubt. More often than not, I think I do. But when you start exhibiting shady behavior or behavior that makes me question your motives and it's like moving in on my marriage, like that's not acceptable. That's when he should have shut that shit down. Obviously he and I saw things very differently. He finally, I realized after so many gifting of food that like, damn, I should respect my wife and shut that shit down. But he really shut that shit down because then I don't think she would talk to him, which, you know what? Honestly, maybe she got what was coming because why do you behave in that manner? Do you do that with every married man you come across that you befriend? Anyways, now I'm being a hater. I'm being hater D right now, but that's okay. I just don't think that that's cool. I do not behave in that manner. And I think it's important that couples like understand each other's boundaries and respect each other's boundaries, because when you're on the receiving end of it and the person you loved is not listening, not understanding or respecting your boundaries, it feels horrible. So was this a reason we divorced? It was absolutely not. But were disrespectful actions like this happening? Yes. And I'm not saying with other women. Him cheating was not part of our divorce because he did not cheat. But disrespect was part of like the demise of our marriage. And it was disrespect on both of our parts. So I'm not telling this story to make it seem like, ooh, he was the one that was just at fault, because obviously there were things where I was at fault. But one of the reasons I'm sharing the story is because what I'm learning now is that boundaries are so important to set with anyone in life, right? But in very serious relationships, they're so critical. Recently, I did learn this the hard way. Like when you're getting to know someone and you don't know their boundary, and then something happens and you're like, shit, I didn't know that was a boundary for him. I didn't know that. And it's not to make an excuse, but it's just the reality of the situation, you know? And so that's why it's so critical to like understand each other's boundaries, because it can just make things go south real quick. And I just think if it's a loving relationship, like people need to do what they can to keep it together, you know? I'm all for love. I'm all for like healthy relationships. I'm all for keeping something good together, you know? So, I don't know. In this situation, what would you guys have done? Is that a big issue to you? Like that a coworker and classmate that he had helped was like continuing to gift him homemade food presented very nicely. And she would keep asking him, "Hey, do you have a friend to set me up with?" And they would hang out and she would invite him to the movies. Is that acceptable? All combined together? Or do I seem like, damn, D, that's really minor in the grand scheme of life. You know what? In the grand scheme of life, there are bigger deals. I didn't trust her motives. So, and honestly, I know in my heart I was right. Because if she was truly, 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 truly a friend, him approaching her at work, even though it was incredibly embarrassing for all, like a lot of her coworkers to be right there when he said, "My wife says you can't keep giving me food, or I can't keep accepting food for me," which honestly, like, I appreciated he said that. I still didn't like the way he said it, because he like put it on me instead of him taking ownership of it, which, okay, I'm not going to get into that. She was truly his friend. I feel like you can bounce back from things, you know. I feel like, yeah, that would be a conflict, but like you could get through it. But they weren't truly friends. He thought she was a friend, but she always wanted more from him, and she was trying to slide on in and see what she could get. But little did she know, and I'm gonna be petty, but like that's not even his type at all, at all. But anyways, I still have a lot to learn regarding boundaries in intimate relationships. I have a lot to learn. So I'm not making this video to proclaim I'm an expert in them. What I'm making this video for is for you to hear a story about, I think, something that happens a lot. Like someone is in your spouse or partner's life and you're just like, I don't really know about that. I don't really know about that person. I don't trust their motives or intentions, and I need to keep my eye on them, you know? So if you have a story like that, let me know. Or what would you do in that situation? Do you think like I handled it well by just communicating to him like, this is not appropriate? Please don't accept anything from her. These situations, not that we should be in them, do make us wiser. These situations, in my opinion, make it easier for us to spot the shady people of the world who are trying you, who are really trying you. Because I would have loved to just be like, why the fuck are you here at my apartment? Even though she didn't go inside, like, why are you here? Like, that's, no. I think couples can have like couple friends together, but I do have very strong opinions about friendships. And it's not every like opposite sex friendship, because this was like a friendship that was made after we were together. If it was a friendship that existed prior to us getting together, it would have been a different scenario, but it was not. She knew ever since she became his friend that he was a married man. So when they would study, they would just go to like Starbucks or something. Two people played a part in that, and it wasn't just her. So I can't just blame her, because he didn't shut that shit down until it took like a year and a half or something like that. And it's disrespectful and hurtful. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, if you've watched the whole video, thank you so much, and make sure you comment down below the hug emoji, Hashtag hug. Oh, don't forget to hit that notification bell so every time I upload, you are notified. Thank you for listening. If there's any relationship, anything you want me to talk about, I am pretty open to talking about that. There's sexual stuff I'm not open to talking about at this juncture in my life. But everything else regarding relationships, I'm open to talking about. So anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have a great week. And I really, really, really hope if you're in a healthy relationship with lots of love, I hope that when there's any hardships that come up, that you both work on it and that you both do your part to make things healthy or rectify things, because a good relationship is really hard to find, and a marriage is really sacred to me, and so it's a beautiful thing to like hold on to something that's good. But yeah, and last but not least, there's only one you, so don't forget to take care of you. Bye, you guys.